Springtime is here, the time of year for growth. Many farmers are tending their fields, and home gardeners are also getting their hands dirty. Recent outbreaks in lettuce, spinach, and cantaloupes, along with rising food prices, have led many people to start growing their own produce. Doug Powell is one of the new gardeners, and he explains some of his methods of starting a garden.
This is my compost pile. You can see all the flies. What I did was I didn't want to spend $200 on a composter, so I got a garbage can for $9. I drilled a bunch of holes in it so the fluid goes out, and all our kitchen waste goes right in here. And, you know, I'm not particularly efficient. If I wanted to be, I would stir it regularly, but it'll break down. Once it warms up around here, which it will in a couple of weeks, this thing will be you'll look in here and the whole thing will be moving because there's so many worms in here eating this stuff. And the stuff at the bottom is just like gold that I'll put on my garden in the fall, but not in the spring, and I'll tell you why in a moment. I don't think this had been gardened for about 20 years. It was completely covered with trees and vines. We made an effort to recoup it last year, and this year we got a little more serious. You can see here we have our own local spinach growing. It's a good cold crop. It's coming up. I need to thin it out a little bit.
If food safety is your concern, he has some tips on how to keep those vegetables safe from dangerous microorganisms.
There's three main things for fresh produce. You know, fresh produce, because it's fresh, anything that comes into contact has the potential to contaminate. So, water sources. Now, we live in the city, so our water source is treated with chlorine. It is regarded as safe. Soil amendments. What are you adding to the soil? Fertilizer. I use some chemical fertilizer. I also use some compost, but I make sure that compost is fully treated, and I don't put it on until the fall, and I let it overwinter. The idea again being bacteria like Salmonella and E. coli have been shown to survive quite long in the soil, so you want to make sure that you're not getting direct contact with fresh produce. To a cat, this looks like a huge litter box. I have a couple cats, which is good because they keep the bunnies away from munching on my yummy lettuce and spinach, but the cats will use it as a litter box, and they can transmit things like toxoplasmosis and other things. Generally, the guidelines are put a fence up to keep the bunnies and the squirrels out, but, you know, cats can jump fences. I think the basic idea is limit, your activity. We were out here with the dogs earlier, and I tried to say, the dogs, this is off limits. Stay away from here, and they got that. And then whatever you get, you want to wash it thoroughly. The third main component is your hands. Because it's fresh product, you're picking it with your hands. Did you wash your hands? Where have your hands been? You do not want to be transmitting dangerous microorganisms like, say, hepatitis A, which is only transmitted through human poop. You don't want to get that on your good fresh product. So, maximize the benefits, minimize the risks, enjoy the bounty. Hopefully this garden will shape up into something soon enough. For the International Food Safety Network, I'm Doug Powell. Happy eating.